This is a bittersweet situation. You know, it's a lot of people that feel a little down about AD being traded. And it's probably some Mavericks fans that feel a little down about Luka being traded. Listen, it kind of hurt me a little bit to see AD leave, and especially when you think back on the championship that he bring, all his accolades and the hard work he put in as being a Laker. But then again, he didn't want to play the five no longer. He said it himself. So this was kind of like, okay, be careful what you ask for type situation, because hey, AD is no longer playing the center in Los Angeles. He is now with the Mavericks. Who knows what they are going to utilize him for? But this is a new journey for the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron fans and Lakers fans and Los Angeles natives like myself, and also LeBron James fan like myself. We get to see LeBron James play alongside Luka, somebody that they compared him to. You know, I'm doing a lot of rambling, y'all. Let's get into this video, though. This video is the real reason the Lakers traded Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic. What led to the Lakers? Hey, we all will never know the true reason. It's above us. But let's see what this video got to say about it.
Following the blockbuster NBA trade for Luka Doncic, him becoming a Laker, Anthony Davis becoming a Dallas Maverick, we've talked plenty about the trade. We covered the trade primarily from the Lakers standpoint and about Luka Doncic, why they traded for him, the opportunity to trade for him, the team they're trying to build with him and trying to make him their franchise player, the cornerstone of their team. LeBron may be staying with him, what they're planning to do with that dynamic. But how about the other side of it? Why did they trade Anthony Davis and why did they give up on him? Was it them simply not being able to pass up the opportunity for Luka Doncic? Or was it something more here? Something that Anthony Davis did to them that might have bothered them? Maybe a buildup of things that led to it? And
do y'all really think it was the fact that he said he didn't want to play the five no longer? Why do y'all think AD was traded?
why did they end up trading Anthony Davis? The guy that we thought would become the franchise player for their team, the guy they likely intended to become their franchise player, after trading for him back in 2019, pairing him with LeBron James, winning an NBA championship in 2020, back during the NBA bubble, giving up an absolute trade haul to get him, with the very intention of making him that franchise player for their team. And not only that, but the guy that's been mentored by LeBron for about half a decade now, trying to grow into that franchise player role for them, that 1A kind of role, and be ready to take over the franchise when LeBron leaves or retires, whatever comes first. And yet, that did not end up happening. They moved on from Anthony Davis, instead going to Luka Doncic, and that begs the question of why did they do that? Again, was it simply them preferring Luka Doncic, preferring that longer timeline with him, and not being able to pass that up? Or was it them kind of being over Anthony Davis and a bit fed up with him?
I mean, this is hard, y'all, because Luka Doncic and AD, these are two really good players, and they give you different things. You know, Anthony Davis with that defense, with the he can still get you some boards, and he will go off in points. You know, Anthony Davis, he doesn't play like the height he is. Well, you know, in this day and age in the NBA, you got motherfuckers like Wemby and all this. So I'll take that back. AD is a great power forward, and you know they just bring two different things to the table. But you know, who would y'all go with if y'all had to make the decision, AD or Luka? Who are y'all going with?
Maybe a build-up from the past few years and ultimately coming to a climax that led to them trading him? Well, according to reports, that might be the case here. And we're going to talk about why they traded him, why they kind of gave up on him, and decided to not pursue him being their franchise player.
Give up word is crazy. I use Prize Picks for today, and the date of today of this video, where I'm recording it, is February 4th, 2025. My picks on Prize Picks, you guys: Joel Embiid for more than 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Call me crazy if you want. Hey, Daniel Gafford on the Dallas Mavericks. I got him for more than 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And this was a free pick that Prize Picks gave me. It was a free lineup pick. So it costed me nothing. And if I win, I'll win $45. But, man, you guys, I've been going crazy a little bit on Prize Picks. I recently just started doing this shit. I downloaded it a long time ago, but I wasn't really serious with it. But I'm trying my hand with it, and I've been going crazy, y'all. I'm gonna be trying to put my bets and picks on my videos, so y'all could just see like what I'm doing, or if y'all watch it the day of or whatever, y'all could just drop some picks with me.
Getting a longer timeline, about 5 to 10 years longer with Luka Doncic, him being 25 years old compared to Anthony Davis now being 32 years old or about to be 32. Obviously that's priority and reason number one. But apart from that, I think there's actually more to it, and much more to it at that. And
Yeah,
one small
what's
part of
this
it,
really
or maybe
about?
a big with Shams Charania of ESPN. And during that interview, he kind of asked and begged the Lakers to trade for a center, saying that, quote unquote, I think we need another big. I feel like I've always been at my best when I'm at the 4, having a big out there with me, and pointing to their team's 2020 title championship and the roster they had with them, with guys like JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, him being at the 4 and them being at the 5, and once again reiterating that kind of for about the 3rd or 4th year in a row. And well, according to Sam Amick of The Athletic, those comments really bothered the Lakers and all the way up to the very tip top of their franchise too. Per Sam Amick, quote unquote, the previous public comments caused serious frustration all the way up to the top of the Lakers franchise. And
I thought so. I knew this had something to do with it. I don't know what makes him mad about it. Is it the fact that he's saying that their choice of picking and their trades have been bad? If they're taking it that way, if they're taking it as if he's unencouraged, or if he doesn't see his own team that he's on as a contender, or see them winning anything at all. What was the reason that made them upset with these comments of him saying that he would like to play the 4 and have a 5 on the floor with him? What was the reason?
again, with those not being the first time he's made comments like that, I mean, it's pretty much been a yearly thing for him, if not a multi-yearly thing, begging for a center, trying to tell them to trade for a center, or simply about their roster in general and what they should do with it. They've obviously been bothered by it, and this has not been the first time. Obviously, you never like when a player makes public comments about what you're doing to your team, maybe what you're trying to build for your team, and kind of talking against what your game plan might be. And that might be part of why they're frustrated with him and not too mad about trading him. You know, it's one thing if he made the comments once or twice, but again, it's been a multi-yearly thing for them. And it's not about them not trading for a center or adding a center to their team. They've done plenty of that in the past, not only back in 2020 with Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, but then in 2021 with guys like Marc Gasol, Montrezl Harrell, Andre Drummond, and then eventually bringing back Dwight Howard in 2022, all of which failed for them and weren't a good fit. Then eventually moving on to Darvin Ham and him moving Anthony Davis to the full-time 5, and that working a whole lot better for their team in some regard. You know, they made it to the Western Conference Finals, so can't be too mad about what they did with that, and Anthony Davis having a career year that year with it. So him continuing to make comments about it, despite some success coming with it, probably did bother them, and him seemingly never failing to bring it up year by year, never stopping about it, likely did bring them to a boiling point about it.
Yeah, they was probably like, hey man, he wants to go, let him go, man. That's probably how they seen it. They seen it as it's hindering everybody's process because AD is feeling a certain way and the owners of it is feeling a certain way, and they just like, hey man, let's just go ahead and move him and get somebody who's gonna buy into what they see fit for the Lakers' future.
Now, that's obviously not the only thing, but I imagine it did contribute to it, and I don't blame them for that either. It kind of got old for me. Yes, I'd like Anthony Davis to play power forward more if he could, but part of that's on him too. Not only the last time they played at power forward on a near full-time basis, back in 2020-2021, he played pretty poorly, having a near 5-year career low points per game, a near career low rebounds per game, and one of the most injury-plagued, if not the most injury-plagued year of his entire career. Only playing about 30 games that season, having reoccurring injury after reoccurring injury, while playing at power forward about 90% of the time. And then on top of that, with LeBron aging and not really being a fit for that small forward spot on defense, preferring and likely wanting to play more at power forward, that kind of stopped him from being able to do so. And after they eventually moved Anthony Davis to center, allowing LeBron to play that power forward spot more full time, I believed it to be a better fit, and obviously they probably did too. Not only in regard to on the court, but building their team with, and every coach they've had since then would agree with that too. But again, that's obviously not the only thing. That's only a minor thing, and it did annoy them, but that was not the real reason for why they traded him. Sure, it definitely could be annoying, but they obviously didn't trade him from that alone. And the primary reason that they did trade him, or at least why I think they traded him, was his ability, or rather inability, to become their 1A kind of guy and lead their team after LeBron left. Up until this point, he's never shown the ability to do it, or at least not consistently. He might for about 10 to 15 games here and there, and even with LeBron being out at times, he's led their team, but it's never been able to become a consistent thing for him. And according to reports, that was factoring into them trading him. Per that report that I referenced before from Sam Amick, he used the word alpha as a keyword in explaining why the Lakers traded him.
This ties into it. Like the Lakers, like they want somebody who is gonna be the future for the Lakers. Like I said, I thought they were gonna make him their franchise player. They wanted to. For reasons they felt that they couldn't, or he wouldn't be fit. Like they said, the alpha. He's not showing that alpha to take over and move LeBron out the way. They see probably Luka Doncic much of a better fit, and probably like to them it's kind of like, hey, like once LeBron slides out, Luka is like kind of the next best option, closest to a replacement for LeBron James. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, carrying on.
And per that report, quote unquote, while Davis had no shortage of fans within the Lakers' walls, there is a strong sense that he wasn't 1A material. Continuing by saying that not only about that concern, but there are concerns about his durability and availability, and a belief they could never truly become the top option for their franchise. And if you take a look at all that, there's some very telling sense about what they believed he could do for their team. Obviously not being able to become that alpha for their team, that 1A, that top option for their team, and never being able to take on the identity from their team. Yeah, he might have more points per game and overall more production from a numbers standpoint compared to LeBron at this point, but at the end of the day, we all see LeBron as the alpha of this team. Not only us as fans, but their players in their team, and Anthony Davis himself too. He kind of backs down to LeBron in that regard, not in a bad way, but it's simply his mentality and the way he is. Not saying that's a bad thing per se, but for a team in a franchise looking for that kind of player, somebody to take over for LeBron who has a very strong mentality and a very overwhelming kind of presence that demands respect, you can't have that back down kind of mentality. And well, they probably and likely did see that from Anthony Davis, and that was part of them trading him for Luka Doncic. And then I guess the final nail in the coffin here was the Lakers apparently not being willing to offer Anthony Davis a new contract. Yes, he might be under contract until 2028, but after next season, he would be eligible for a new contract extension. And at that point, a max contract for him would have been worth about 60 to 70 million per season. And we're talking about a guy that would have been 36, 37, and 38 by the end of that contract. So yeah, from that standpoint, with all the questions and concerns with him, whether it be about the health, the durability, mentality, or him questioning what they're doing with their team.
This is the only reason the Lakers are able to do what Lakers can do.
With that. So between everything that I mentioned here, there's a lot to factor in for why they trade Anthony Davis, and not simply them preferring Luka Doncic and the longer timeline with him. There's actually a lot to go back on here. But with that being said, what do you guys think? How do you feel about them trading Anthony Davis, and why they might have done it? And why do you think might have been the number one reason for it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
Hey, man,
but I think they'll pretty much do it for this player, one.
Man. Imagine if they could have AD, LeBron, and
greatly
Luka,
appreciate it if you drop a like,
Austin Reed,
subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always,
hey, y'all, appreciate it. Hey, make sure y'all go and watch my other videos. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. Like, comment. You know what I'm saying? I want to get in touch with y'all. I want to know what y'all thinking. Appreciate you. I'm out. Peace.